Hey y'all, welcome back to the kitchen. All right, this is Saturday, a rainy Saturday, but we're gonna do some exciting stuff in the kitchen. So after it rained, I decided to go out and harvest some scallion from my yard. So feel like Farmer Mary. If there's a Farmer Mary, I'm Farmer Mary today. Because I went out and I harvested some of my scallion from my yard. So I want to share that with you because I had a subscriber ask me about how to wash vegetables and stuff like that, like your fruits and veggies. But I usually use baking soda and vinegar, sometimes just vinegar water, but you want to make sure that you're washing your fruits and veggies properly, so you don't have all that debris and dirt from the soil and whatever else, pesticides, anything like that. I'm notorious with apples because they spray them to make them look all pretty in the store, but you're eating all of that coating and that they put on there. So it's gelatin, but still, who wants to eat that? But today I just took some scallion out of my yard, and I'm going to show you what I do to wash it. And I want to also say thank you to all my new subscribers. Gosh, it's January. Guys, you showing up. So thank you for that. I appreciate you stopping by, watching my video and videos, recipes. And if you have any questions, comment. I do get to them. I don't get to them right away. I do apologize. I just turned on my notifications so that I can see when you are commenting. But I do comment. So ask questions if you want to know about what I'm doing, grocery hauling. I haven't done that yet, but if you're interested in that, I could do that if you want to see it. So just let me know. I'm here. So anyway, I'm going to turn my camera this way so that you guys can see what I'm doing. But what I've done already is that I've cleaned out my sink and put some fresh water in here. So I just have some just plain old water. Here's my scallion. Guys, I didn't cut all of it. This is just, I have an abundance. I was so happy with my harvest. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. Excuse my dirt. I don't think we want that, so we're gonna just get rid of this napkin somewhere. All right, so there's the scallion. I'm gonna wash this right now. So I'm gonna add a little bit of baking soda into the water, just so you can see that. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna mix that down in there. And this is for any debris, and especially if you're growing your own stuff, you want to make sure there's no bugs in it, because you don't want to eat any bugs, right? Yeah, nobody wants to eat bugs. So you want to make sure that's not in your water. Okay, so the baking soda is in there. Now I want you to watch this. As soon as I add the vinegar, it's going to create a foaming action. You'll see it now. Sorry. Got to make sure there's enough in there. It's a foaming action that happens when you do this. So you can probably hear it as well. And this is what I clean all my fruits and veggies in. So it gets all the debris out, all the dirt, especially like with scallion, because once you cut it, it's pretty hollow in the middle. You want to make sure there's nothing living in there that you're going to eat. So everything gets washed out. And I usually, once I cut the scallion, I take them and I run the water through them too, to make sure that everything that was in there, it also gets rinsed out pretty good. But after that fresh rain we just got, the surface of it isn't too bad, but again, this was in the yard, so I want to make sure that it's nice and clean. I was so proud of myself. This is really nice. The last time I had a good harvest was a couple years ago, and it was kind of there and then not there. But this time, this is such an abundance. I thank my husband for helping me plant these, because a lot of times we keep going back to the store for certain things. If you can regrow it yourself, grow it yourself. Why keep paying someone when you already have what you need to do what you're doing? You know what I mean? So this guy is getting washed. I'm gonna take what I need for dinner tonight, and then I'm going to put the rest in a Ziploc bag and put it in the fridge. So I don't have to go to the store. I have my own scallion. Hey, let me grab a freezer bag. This is a new box, so I haven't opened it yet. But yeah, hey, if you can regrow it yourself, do it. one of these days I'll take you in my little garden. It's just getting started because, you know, we had to redo some things. We lost a lot of our stuff that we were growing due to just, you know, things going on around the house, new flowers and stuff like that. So we had to dig up some stuff, but it's coming back. So this is the first thing I've cut from my yard. I've taken a piece of rosemary for something I was doing, but this is like the first thing I've actually harvested. So, oh, there's more to come, guys. Listen, I do quite a few things, you know. Me and my husband are dabbling in the yard and stuff, just trying to see what works with our soil. But I'm not gonna have a whole farm here, but just things that I know that I use all the time. I'm always cooking, so I use scallion, I use onion and this and that. So those things I wanna make sure I have full access to, and I'm not having to go back to the store. If I can grow it myself, it's kind of a no-brainer, right? Okay, so what I'm doing, give you guys this way. Maybe this will work this way better. Wonderful tripod. See if I can drop you down some. I miss my camera crew because they're like always here with me. They follow me around. Let's see if I can get that tightness right here. And that way we're locked in. Okay. Woo. All right. So with this, of course, like I said, I'm gonna rinse it and just take what I need for dinner tonight. And did I tell y'all what I was cooking tonight? I'm making some veggie chunks. I haven't done a video on them just yet. I've put pictures up, but I'm actually gonna make them tonight. And then you might be asking, well, what in the world is a veggie chunk? So a veggie chunk is a meat alternative. So if you're not eating any meat anymore, it's a vegetarian option. And when I'm done with this, I'll show you exactly what the package looks like. But it's a substitute for meat. So it's soy-based. So if you can't have soy, I apologize. This recipe is not for you. But you know, it's like a dry version of tofu. Okay. So what we're gonna do tonight is curry that. We're gonna have some rice. All right. And I'm gonna steam some cabbage. If you haven't seen me cook cabbage, I do it very simple. I don't make my cabbage complicated. I just like to make sure it's nice and steamed and seasoned. That's it. I don't cook the heck out of it. Like, you know, I give it a nice steam and then I turn it off and just let it slow cook the rest of the way. But you'll see the process. The key is just making sure that it has some flavor, because who wants to eat bland cabbage? I'll eat that in a salad or a wrap, but not when it's time to eat. I want to grub, so. All right, I'm gonna show you what my water looks like, just so you can see. Like I said, it just rained, so these are not filthy. However, you can see some of the debris and the things that have come off of here. The little yellowing pieces, I know some people will cut those up and eat them. I just kind of just pull it off. I don't throw it with my scallion, but I just pull off the little yellow piece, because I feel like that's the part that doesn't really have as much nutritional value, such as everything that's actually green. So now what I'm doing is treating this like straws. And look at all these scallions. And like I said, it wasn't all of it. I didn't harvest the whole thing. I just cut what I needed for food tonight and then to store it for later. But I'm treating this like straws and letting all the water run through, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. All right, so there's my beautiful scallion. Let me show you what happened in the water here. Ooh, can't touch you guys wet. So if you can see the little debris? All this debris that was in there, you know, it's just a little dirt. I mean, it was outside. So, you know, just little stuff like that. You definitely want to make sure that you wash your fruits and veggies, especially if it's coming fresh from your yard. Okay? All right, so we're gonna let this water out. Actually, I have some potatoes to wash too, so I'm gonna throw that in there. Let that sit in there. All right, so I'm gonna take what I need from this. and then we'll move on to everything else. So the veggie chunks, because I'm getting ready to prepare those right now so I can show you what they look like. There's a 2-step process for this. Because they are dried, you have to let them moisten first, and then once they've moistened, then you can go ahead and start cooking them, okay? So here they are. They're veggie chunks, the soya chunks, and this is a meat substitute, okay? So basically just soy. I know it's backwards, guys, but it's soy and flour. That's it, okay? And you'll see, once I hydrate this, oh my God, and the texture is similar to meat, but obviously it's not meat, okay? So what you wanna do is that when you're prepping it, you wanna take out what you want for dinner, and then you're gonna add some hot water to it and let it sit for a few minutes. Once you've done that, you can strain the water off of it, and then you can season it the way you want to prepare your veggie chunks, okay? So let me open this and show you what I'm doing. I think I might need my scissors. The wonderful veggie chunks. So I'm gonna take a portion, put that right in my bowl, okay? And a little bit goes a long way, because once you get this to a softened point, the sky's the limit with it. And the rest of it, I just store back in my pantry. I just cover it up and store it, okay? So this is it. All right, watch when I wet this and what it looks like after the fact. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so I already have my kettle. It's boiled, have hot water. I'm gonna pour that on that. I'm gonna let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. And in the meantime, while we're doing that, I'm gonna get my rice going, which I've already washed. And then we're gonna cook some veggie chunks, okay? All right, let me get that kettle. All right, so the goal is to cover this. This is super hot, guys. Whoa. Okay, so it's covered in water. I'm gonna let that sit. When it's done, then I'll strain it, season it, and then we'll treat it just like we do anything else we cook, right? All right. Okay, so for those of you who have not seen me make my rice, I'm gonna make some now. I'm not doing any rice and peas today. I'm just doing plain rice. And I like flavored rice, so we're gonna put some of this fresh scallion in there. Okay, and like I said, I've already washed my rice. So the key is to wash your rice. You wanna start with that. You wanna salt your rice, and then you wanna add some butter to it, right? So I'm working with 2 cutting boards today because I have one that I'm doing my actual cutting with my seasoning, and then this one is just for the rice. So I've already pre-washed it. Here it is, okay? And I'm gonna put it on high, and we're gonna let this start to cook. Okay? It's all fun in the kitchen. So now with my rice, I also like to add a little bit of onion powder. Like I said, if you haven't seen me cook it yet, you're getting ready to see it now. But I have a video with my rice and peas too. But I love flavor in my rice. It doesn't have to be super salty, but I have to have some flavor to it, okay? So our wonderful scallion that we just cut, and my complete seasoning. So if you're new to my channel, complete seasoning is everything to me. I do use other seasonings, but I don't get crazy with it. That's my husband, y'all. I don't get crazy with it, but I have to make sure that there's seasoning in there, because since he's standing here, he will complain if there's no salt or butter in his rice.
Yes, I will. Goddamn right.
If he can taste if it's in there, so I have to make sure that I put that in there. Okay.
And garlic and onion.
You hear it? Let me get my Scotch bonnet, because I know he lurking. He gonna be in here in a minute, telling me what to cook and how to cook it and where to cook it. Huh? He's being bad. So anyway, all right. So let's make sure we put our Scotch bonnet in there, because we don't want the chef, the head chef, to come back and correct me. All right, so want to drop a hot pepper in there. Don't burst it, okay? So if you have a nice hot pepper, I try to find the smallest one that I can find, depending on the size of the pot of rice I'm cooking. This is a pretty medium size, so I'm gonna find me a little one like this, wash it off really good, and just drop it in there. All right, so now that that rice is on, I'm gonna give it a quick stir, just to get that seasoning down in there. Just a pinch more. And then we're gonna add our butter, because like I said, he'll tell if it's not in there. He's still watching me, y'all. Hubby's working in the garage today, so you hear a little back and forth. That's just him coming in and out of here. Hopefully he won't interrupt our video today because he is known for doing that. He doesn't mind, as you've heard already, okay? So now with the rice, we're gonna add some butter to this. Let me rinse this off. I just cleaned my kitchen, so I'm trying not to have too many dishes in here, but you know, when you're cooking, you just gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so I'm gonna add some butter. You can put what you want in there. I usually try to do about 2 to 3 tablespoons. So I'm gonna hit it again. I was talking, wasn't paying attention. I was trying to get what I needed. All right, so there we go. Okay, so now there's the pepper. There is my scallion. All right. There's that butter. And I promise you, this is probably the most fattening part of this meal, the butter and the rice. That's really it. Everything else is pretty lightly, you know, oiled or whatever. And I use grapeseed oil for my cooking. I do use olive oil, but I try to make sure that I'm watching the right label for the olive oil, because some of these olive oils are only used for salad dressing, and some of them can take high heat. So be careful when you're buying olive oil. Just read the label and see which one is the best one for what you're doing, okay? So anyway, this rice is on. Now, what I do is I boil the rice until it's, you know, just about close to getting done, and then I'll turn the heat down and then cover it, and then just let it cook the rest of the way, undisturbed, okay? You'll see what I'm talking about when it gets there. Okay, so now let's go over to our veggie chunks. I'm gonna change tripods because I want you to see exactly what I'm doing at a lower view, because you're on my big one, and you know, I want you to see what I'm doing, okay? So let's get the baby one.